All right. It has been a while, and this is our new little friend. Say hi, boo. What's going on, everybody? It has been a while since I made any kind of YouTube content or any content on any platform, really. I'm barely even on Instagram as is, which is needs to somewhat change. So I really wanted to take this channel into a more serious direction, but not obviously being real serious. I want to really start talking about mental health and stuff that I think can help in value and change in your life, as well as streaming some video games or even just streaming and talking to you guys personally. I really want to start connecting in a way that I feel is more genuine and not just, me playing a video game and hoping that you guys will like that. First thing I want to address, though, before I start anything, for people who already know me, know that I am no therapist. I am not a mental health physician in any kind of way. So do take what I say with a grain of salt and do not go 100 yards with it. I just want to talk about the changes in my life that I hope will actually benefit you and maybe change your life in a better way as well. So, in today's video, though, I want to ask a pretty serious question. Are you happy with your life? It's kind of a pretty bold question that I don't think a lot of people ask each other, which is obviously normal because that'd be kind of weird if you think about it. But I know personally, when I wanted to make changes in my life, this is something I personally had to ask myself. And I actually asked myself three things. One, am I happy with my job? Two, do I even trust my friends? And three, am I afraid of change? So I'm going to break those questions down in the way that my brain was processing it, and hopefully in a sense that, sharing my experiences will help maybe benefit you in your day-to-day life and maybe help change something that you really want to change in your life. So starting off with question one, are you happy with your job? I know me personally, I wasn't. I was working in a temp service, working countless amount of jobs, and all of them warehouses that paid, zero to no money at all. And I knew that I really had to make a change. Even though at the moment I do technically work at a warehouse, I'm in a lot better of a situation than I was a couple years ago. But still, that doesn't answer my question. Are you happy with your job? And to be honest, no. I'm not, and I probably won't be happy with this job, but that's kind of why I'm starting to do this. I want to start making content and doing things like I just said, talking about mental health and, making more music and learning to improve myself in everyday life, basically. But I wanted to ask you, though, what kind of job would you want that every day if you woke up, you were exactly happy to do it? And there was no other feeling but doing this work. Because right now, if the job that you're working at isn't the job that you want, you really need to start working on your escape plan. And maybe, that's easier said than done. But start making plans ahead for the job that you do want. What kind of career? Make the goals. Plan it out. Write it out if you have to. But really start to think, who am I as a person and what can I do to benefit, society, or what can I do to benefit myself, or whatever your goals and aspirations are. I know a lot of people typically will work a job because the pay's great and, the stress level is like whatever, but they genuinely aren't happy. These people kind of basically just, giving up to the system, which is basically kill your dreams for a good paycheck. And I don't think that was the way I was raised. That was the way that I wanted to be as I grow older, but obviously, like human nature, we just kind of do it. And I'm pretty sure anybody watching this video has gone through a job that they had to work and, had to make a paycheck for something they didn't really like to do. Or maybe you're just lucky and you got the best job in the world and I'm just jealous. I don't know. I do know that the job I still have personally, I'm not making a huge difference to the widespread of people. And I feel like, even though it's not necessarily like my main mission to reach out to everybody in the world, but I just want to turn my pain into somebody's happiness, if that can be a thing. And speaking of making people happy, this is going to lead me to my second question I asked myself. Do I trust my friends? Now, I'm sure I'm going to have some people message me or see this video and be like, oh, dude, what the am I not your friend, or I'm not your homie? What the hell? I have a lot of respect for a lot of people in my life, and if you're watching this video, obviously I have a lot of respect for you as well. However, some people are acquaintances, some people are friends, And then some people are genuinely like my best friends. And my best friends that I have realistically are maybe like 3 people. And maybe I don't talk to these people every day. I technically live with one of them right now. But I will, at any moment, if they needed me for anything, I would drop it, I would be there, and I would have their back. And I genuinely would feel that these 3 people will do the same thing for me. But I was holding people in a certain value that wasn't being really reciprocated to the other person. I was mistaking friendships with people that really didn't have the same interest in me, that didn't really have the same type of goals and dreams that I had, and kind of were really just kind of self-deprecating, and also, basically kind of were tearing me down in the process. I had to basically get rid of these people from my life, and that's not an easy thing to go through, and especially it's a harder thing to really evaluate certain people, because now you have to really look at your whole life, like, was this person in my life before really a good person, or did they just have some sort of hidden agenda? And when I realized that, I was putting certain people in the wrong value, I had to really look and ask myself who is in the right value. And again, those people who tend to be, in the right value may not be that big of a number, but that's okay. You don't need a lot of friends. You just need 1, 2, 3, bad mama jamas that can really get stuff done. All right, and that was okay. That was kind of stupid. I'm trying not to cuss, but I realized that my friends, certain people in my life really weren't supporting me in the things that I wanted to do, and basically almost were making fun of me on a constant basis for it. And I never really felt like I was getting any encouragement or any sort of support to keep going forth in my goals and my dreams and aspirations. But then I kind of realized that I didn't really support them either in what they wanted to do, because in the end of the day, our goals never aligned up. And it wasn't that I necessarily didn't support them, but I realized that in certain areas of my life where I maybe started to succeed, they were always there to pull me back and make me feel as if I was beneath them. And these types of people, it's hard to say, I had to let you go, because at this time, I'm not going to let you break me down anymore. And that was something I've had to tell myself a lot. I also see people using the sibling term, meaning like, this person's like my brother, this person's like my sister, this person's like my dog, or whatever. It really is something I think you really need to really look at that term and not say it so lightly with people that you really don't know. Like the 3 people that I said that are like my best friends, I really look at these people like my brothers. These people, again, we could fight, we could argue, we can, do whatever that is. But in the end of the day, we're always going to come back to each other, and we're always going to be cool. We're always going to hang out, because that is what being a brother is like. We'll butt heads, but we're always going to come back. And certain people in my life, I realized that when I butt heads, man, I didn't really want you back. And I didn't really care if you were a part of my life. And maybe that sounds cruel to say, but I also realized I wasn't that for you either. So let's just cut the and let's just move on to the directions we actually want to go. You're this type of person, which that's cool. Fine, go do your thing. I'm this type of person, and I'm going to be okay doing this. Doesn't necessarily mean you can't, be friendly with one another, be cool, but this is not somebody you would want to call your brother or sister or whatever. And when you're making changes to your friends in your life, it's always a scary thing, because you have to look back into your past and realize, is this someone that's going to really benefit me in my future and as we go on forth? And obviously changing your life is always going to be a scary thing for you and the people outside of it. But to my next question, are you afraid of change? Me personally, I know I have a problem with what people will say or think of me if I do something. And I always had this ever since I was little growing up. But I had to really work on overcoming this fear, which isn't something I've mastered. I'm still like this every day. But, I can't let that stop me from doing exactly what I want to do with my life, which is basically this. This is basically this is what my bread and butter is at this point. And I want to really start helping people, hopefully getting on that kind of path. Now, granted, change is hard, and letting go of bad people in your life is hard, and recognizing bad people in your life is even harder. But in the end, all the hardship, all the pain, all the stress, all that anger you will go through will turn into something more beautiful, and you will have more understanding of where you want to be within your life and who you want to be within your circle. You know, I know a lot of people are afraid to change, like their jobs, for example, because they're afraid to fail. Well, if you're afraid to fail, you're gonna fail. That's as simple as that. But at the end of the day, I think the chance to try to get something done is better than not doing it at all. Now, granted, I'm not saying quit your job, obviously, no. But like I was saying earlier, set a plan, figure out a way to escape this place, and keep working on those goals that really make you happy and what will help you change your life and make you feel like you're doing good things for it. And you know, from what I've always experienced with people is when someone really decides, hey, I'm going to start making changes to my life. I'm going to start eating healthier. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out. I'm going to, start reading, or, I'm going to really look into my inner circle, whatever it is. People tend to look at that and they were going to follow. Some people may look at that and be like, okay, I don't want no part of this because this isn't anything I'm into, or we're not in the same goals and we don't have the same dreams aligned. And that's fine, because the people who will look at that and want to be a part of that are going to want to do and work the same way you do. So basically, you will be the shepherd leading the sheep. I was watching a lot of people that were basically doing what I'm doing now, and I realized that I wanted to do this. And even if it made me feel weird, or maybe people would look at me weird, fine. But in the end of the day, these are the people who don't matter to me. The people who do matter to me are the people who are going to be pushing me forward into keeping doing this kind of stuff. And if you're afraid that you will fail in life, well, I got a tip for you. You will fail about 80% of everything you ever do. But you fail, you fail, you fail, you learn, and then you improve. And then success. At the end of the day, you could fail 100 times, but you will eventually learn each and every time what you need to do. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had for this video. So when I really wanted to change my life, this is the 3 questions I asked myself that really changed my perspective and really are helping me shape the person that I want to be, and not who I feel like I'm being told to be. And hopefully, if you feel the same way like I do, then this will help benefit you in some form of way, because I just want to try to help. That's all. But if it's not too much to ask, guys, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions, hit me up in my Instagram. You can hit me up in the comments down below. We can talk about this. If you need someone just to, vent to about something, let me know, and I will try to talk with you about some of this stuff. And definitely don't forget to follow my Instagram account as well. I'll be trying to do more updates and post on there, even though I'm really bad with Instagram and all social media. And I definitely want to start streaming again, which is basically just going to be me like trying to make music, improving my skills as a producer, learning more into that, and playing games that I genuinely want to play and, have fun with. So I'm just going to go ahead and end this here with a question. Are you happy with your life, and are you willing to make those changes? Let me know down in the comments below, and I will talk to you all there. Have a good one.